Welcome back to the Profit Thought series. Let us open our minds.
This is X from the Prophet of Thought series. You know the frontistery. Now today, I want to talk to the men, not the women, not the girls, and not the boys, but the men. Now I'm about to talk some man stuff, so if you're not a man and you're watching and listening, be prepared to hear some things that you won't understand or be able to relate to. If that bothers you, just get the hell out, because the thin-skinned people are just dead weight anyway. Don't want you here, don't need you here. But for everyone else, listen and listen closely. Now, we as black men, the original men, the first men on this planet, we are the fastest, the strongest, the most athletic, genetically superior, and testosterone infused, of course. However, we are also the most criticized, the most ostracized, and the most marginalized. We are the first blamed and the last chosen. But with all of that, we endure. We have no choice. It's how we're built. It's what we do. Even when we are lynched and hung by degenerate whites, imprisoned in droves and followed in the department stores, beat, shot, and killed by the long arm of the law. No matter what they've tried, the black man is still here. Through the Klan, Jim Crow, white supremacy, all of that, we have managed to still populate this earth and breed more black men, even when we breed with women who are not black. Which is why they've tried to kill us, destroy us, exterminate us, poison us, and even infect us with all kinds of diseases. So it's obvious that centuries have been spent trying to figure out a way to get rid of us. But why is the black man so hated, so detested? It's pretty simple, actually, why the black man is so prosecuted and persecuted. Because it's undisputed that the black man, that's right, I said it, and yes, I mean it. Now don't get me wrong, some of us are crooks and criminals, baby daddies and deadbeats. Some of us are imbeciles and idiots, cowards and crackheads, and some of us are all of the above. But most of us black men are studious, steadfast, and are at a stable station in our lives. And when I say this about the black man, I mean the truly developed adult black men. Trust me, I'm not referring to the mindless, immature facsimile of a man. You know, the boys parading around in a man's outer shell. I speak of the men who do what a man does, live the way a man lives, and conducts himself the way a man conducts himself. Just like my father used to say, it's easy to mistake a boy for a man, but you never mistake a man for a boy. That's the way it should be. That's the way it is. But see, at times, this is what the problem is. Many black men are lumped into the bag with the fools, the frauds, and the philanderers, constantly being told how we abandon our children and leave it to the women to be men. Baby mama creators who don't commit due to lack of conscience, even though the majority of black men don't even have children. You know, only about 40% of black men have children. And contrary to the chatter you hear coming from the Negro female noise machine, 67% of that 40% of black men who do have kids see their kids more than white men do, and more than Hispanic men do, because black men are better fathers, hands down. The black man plays with his kids more, eats with his kids more, reads to them more, enrolls them in activities more, helps them with their homework more, talks to them about their school day and life more, so they can kill that noise. Because when it comes to fatherhood, those black men fathers, and yeah, this is the chart. And the other lie about black men I want to dispel is that we are all in jail. You know the line, let's recite it. There are more black men in jail than there are in college, which is another damn lie. That might have been true in about 2000, but that hasn't been true in quite some time. Even though the black man is more likely to be arrested and will receive a longer prison sentence than a white man for the same damn criminal activity, which I'm sure has a lot to do with the high percentage of brothers behind bars. But with all of that, there are more black men wearing caps and gowns than prison suits. And yeah, here's another chart, so the noise machine can kill that noise too. Just be silent, read it, and weep. With all of these cards stacked against them, why are more brothers enhancing their minds than they are committing crimes? The answer is simple: because the black man. To be honest, I'm getting sick of the usual suspects pushing the same old false narratives about the black man is a lost cause just because they've ran into the worst of us or had the worst of us run up in them. So now they blame all black men as if they know us all, when most of us aren't in a prison. Most of us didn't rob your store. Most of us ain't your baby daddy. I know it's disappointing to not be able to defer to your default setting that the black man is the worst thing ever. That train has left the station a very long time ago. And no, it's not coming back. Even with our images splashed on the morning news, even with the peanut gallery beating that same old drum, even with him being blamed for creating a ghetto that he's a minority in. By the way, even with the constant barrage of vagina-toting madams of misery singing the same old song on media, it doesn't play anymore because the old lines are just simply played out. We will no longer be the de facto target because we all know that they're pissing in the wind. The reasoning that's being used has no validity, has no credibility, has no longevity. They couldn't hit the broadside of a barn with a boat paddle, using effeminate logic, effeminate terms, effeminate stupidity. That stuff no longer affects us, no longer applies to us. It no longer describes us. Do brothers have their issues and edges? Of course, but so does everyone else. But unlike everyone else, the black man doesn't make excuses or blames others. The black man takes it on the chin, like we've always done, like we will always do. Whether we get hit from society, the white power structure, or the women who blame us for everything that has gone wrong in their lives. Even if it's from one of our own, we don't die, we diversify. No, the black man isn't on the front line, he is the front line. He's the first to take the hit and the last to get the credit. Always on law enforcement's radar, ignored by politics and despised by the people who should love him the most. But regardless of all of that, the black man still strides and survives. He still infiltrates places that try to keep him out. Now, He even has a megaphone. His voice is being heard right here, right now, and he's not alone. So it's not one voice, it's a chorus, and it's getting bigger and louder every damn day. And to think how much he has been through and how little he has received, but somehow he's still here, still moving forward when not standing on his square. You can't impede him, you can't stop him, you can't restrain him or resist him, and now you can't silence him. He's the black man, and you know those black men.
Brought to the Thought series.
Open your minds. The front to stare.
Let us open our minds.
Only from T.P.O.T. Media. Open your minds.